this was the place I came to get your books, do reference, study, find out things you couldn't find out at school or at home. And that meant coming here with friends as well. So a lot of my connection with the library is social as well, really. We'd come and we'd meet on a Saturday, we'd study for a bit, and then we'd go off and get something to eat, we'd come back, we'd sit in the square by the fountain and chat and talk about what we'd read and stuff. Yeah, so I spent a lot of time here. When I was younger, my involvement with the rep started when I was about 7. I saw my first play there. I was a member of the Birmingham Youth Theatre, and the plays that we performed at the Midlands Arts Centre, we'd also perform in the studio at the rep, which for us was a really grown-up theatre. I mean, there were people handling lighting who had beards. They were proper. They were older. Because normally in the youth theatre you've got people, you know, stage managing and so on, who are as old as you are, and you're all trying to make it work. But we came to this professional place, and we'd heard that, I don't know, like the touring company from Leeds had just left and then were in, and we're a bunch of kids. So it helps to engender that ideal of professionalism. You're going to get reviewed by the papers properly. You know, it was a great thing to come and do. So I got to know the pathways from dressing rooms to wings better than I got to know front of house to box office to getting into the theatre by the time I left Birmingham. I didn't do any Shakespeare at school, so I found it a big puzzle. It was this massive puzzle, and I'd read it and I couldn't understand a word, and I'd get bored. I'd be going, what does this mean, and who's that? And I'd flick back to the beginning and try and find out who was the sister of so-and-so who was related. Oh, right, okay, and I got really frustrated with it. And because it was something that I knew I wanted to be able to do, classical acting, Shakespeare was a great weakness of mine. So one of the things I've always said is, you know, work on your weaknesses. So I decided to read and read and read and try and become more aware, you know, more skilled at being able to speak these lines and have them make sense. And it's really strange to me, having left school with, what, 2 O-levels, that I'm now regarded really as a Shakespearean actor, because I didn't have that ability when I left school at all. It's all been self-taught. I've been really lucky, actually. I've been very, very lucky. I mean, I can even say I've had the good fortune to play one of the best parts ever written for a woman, and I had the chance to play that. I don't sort of walk around thinking, oh, I wish I could play that part, because suddenly an opportunity comes along and it scares you, because you wonder whether you have the ability to carry it off. And I think for anybody involved in any artistic field, that's the thing that gives you that buzz. When someone puts something in front of you and says, could you do this? And your first response is, I don't know if I'm good enough to do this. That's the kind of work that we all love to do. The new library has, in its advertising, has the sense of, it says it's a hub. And I think that's very, very important. Both now, it wasn't true then, but now it's an online hub as well, as a physical place that you can walk into and sit with friends and talk. But I think one of the things that it should keep is that sense of being a meeting place, a melting pot of ideas and people. It's great to read stuff in books, but normally it only really gains clarification when you talk to somebody else about it, another friend who's read it, or talk about what their ideas might be, or what does this mean. And you can only do that one-to-one, in a space, around a table, with a coffee, with a drink, with a sandwich. And I hope there's space in the new library to have people sit and talk about ideas, not just read them. Birmingham has done an amazing job of having this fantastic facelift, slowly but surely, over the past, I don't know, 15 years. The city, the centre of the city, is almost unrecognisable. And at every turn, each building, even if it's for commerce or it's just shops or it's restaurants, architecturally, something about it is very artistic, very welcoming, very warm and very all-encompassing. It draws people in. It says this is a space that you can come and you don't have to shop. You can just be here. You can talk. You can spend a little or a lot. And having one space for the rep and the library means that you can walk through those doors and think, for the next 4 hours, I can see theatre, I can read, I can sit, I can drink, I can discuss, I can go online and discover more, I can even chat with people in other countries and talk about what I've discovered and get more information that way, that's going to be brilliant, I think. Very 21st century.